Let's talk about Dalton Smith. Impressive victory on the weekend. I didn't think it was the most auspicious of opponents, but notwithstanding that, you're going to beat what's in front of you, and getting someone out there in the first round is what you do if you're an impressive fighter. Your takeaway from this fight?
Yeah, listen, I think that I agree with you. You look at the opponent, you only beat what's put in front of you. It's for a vacant European title. You go, right, this is the opportunity. The opponent hadn't been beat since 2018. You look at it. I looked at him on YouTube and I went, this looks a little bit one-sided.
Who have you fought since 2018?
Yeah, exactly. But the manner that Dalton Smith went around it, the finish, the execution was first class. He just showed that he's ready for that world-class level. He's above European level now, that is for sure. I thought it was a first-class performance. Forget what was put in front of him. You've still got to do the job, and he dealt with it.
Yeah, and look, Dalton's not fought for 10 months. His last fight was in March. It's been a while. He's had issues with getting in the ring. He's now there. And I like Dalton because he's done it the traditional way as well. English, British, Commonwealth, now European, and the next stage is world level. This is it now. That was your case of, OK, what can you do, supposedly, against a European level opponent? He destroyed him. Look, if the opponent's rubbish, make them look rubbish.
Yeah.
And he made him look really rubbish.
Yeah.
And now it's a case of, OK, let's see how Eddie builds him up. We've got to turn him into a star as well. Let's see if he can put bums on seats, and let's see if we can get those big fights in Sheffield.
I mean, one of the things that's being called for is various fights and potentially fast-tracking Dalton Smith to world title shots. Tony Bellew had a different view, and he called in to Fight Night on Saturday night with talkSPORT, and this is what he said.
He was phenomenal tonight, guys. I think he's under great leadership and stewardship of his father, Grant Smith. I think he's a brilliant team around him. He's got the best promoter in the world, and at the end, he's doing what he's doing. But make no mistake, guys, the next step is world level. Is dangerous, boys, and we all know it's a stacked division.
Yeah,
it's full of sharks, and it's only going to be tougher nights ahead. I mean, I would love to see Jack Catterall and Dalton Smith's brains pitted against each other. That shouldn't happen anytime soon. And let me just tell you, that shouldn't happen unless it's a unification fight, in my opinion.
If we're looking at the kind of advice that should be given to Dalton Smith now about the opportunities that lay in front of him, what do you anticipate that should be?
For me, it's go. It's go. I think sometimes we overthink these things with his fighters. He's unbeaten. As I said, he's won all the belts. He's looked good. He's stopped some good opponents. It's a go time now. You're 27, 28. Let's see what you've got. Yes, as Tony alluded to, the 140-pound division is full of sharks. So many good fighters in it. But a lot of those fighters have lost. So there's no unbeaten king in that division. In fact, I don't know who the king of the division is. Some people say Teofimo Lopez, and maybe so. But let's see what you've got. You only know if you're at that level when you fight at that level. I think once you continue to take cautious steps, there's a problem. Let's see what he's got.
But he's not in Jack Catterall's level, is he?
Well, you won't know that until he steps up, and I agree with Ade.
You've got a ballpark idea of what you think about
but what I'm saying is I agree with Ade in what he says, that listen, the apprenticeship's been done. The development's been done. So now we have to see how good he is. He's ticked every box when it comes to English, British, Commonwealth, Europe, now European. Now he's in world stage. You go, Jack Catterall, he's the interim champion. Yeah, he's been, outstanding. You look at him, where does he go? Where is the world title shot for him? We've got a young Adam Azim coming in the picture as well. He's chasing that pack. But you go, he's in that space where you go, you've got to let him go. And is it someone like Jack Catterall?
WBC champion, obviously Devin Haney didn't fight Sandor Martin, so the belt got stripped from him. And then a guy called Alberto Puello got upgraded. He fights Sandor Martin on the Javante Davis card, first of March. He should be gunning for the winner of that.
Yeah.
He should be saying, OK, give me the winner of Sandor Martin versus Alberto Puello. Then let's see what you have. His story reminds me a bit of Kell Brook, before Kell Brook went to fight Sean Porter in America.
Yeah.
Kell Brook was very much like that, British level, European level. Kell, are you going to go? Kell went, and it was a fantastic performance against Sean Porter.
But to some extent, it might have helped Kell get that fight in the first place, because the fact he fought at British level all the time might have lured Sean Porter into some sort of false sense of security.
Yeah, very true.
And then he got a Kell Brook in a different space at a different time. When we talk about Dalton Smith, we can't help but hear in the background, Adam Azim. And I've sort of been more in line with the Adam Azim camp, which is let him fight when he's ready to fight. Dalton Smith is an older, mature fighter that's had more fights than Adam Azim. There is this propensity to want to fast-track people through. And I don't think it was, Matchroom were trying to goad Boxer into putting Adam Azim into a fight because there was more energy and more juice and more noise around Adam Azim than there potentially was about Dalton Smith, unless you think that's an unfair analysis.
No. Adam's got a lot of heat around him.
Yeah, I think...
And I thought it was right for Adam Azim to potentially get to Dalton Smith at a later stage when perhaps he's built himself as a more mature and more experienced fighter.
Yeah, smart move from Adam Azim. You know, he wins a European title, decides to vacate it because the Dalton Smith fight's there. Dalton Smith is more developed. He is, and the timing was right for Dalton, not for Adam Azim.
Exactly my
They
point.
wanted to do it in their own time. They let that go. He's fighting Olympics now on Saturday.
That's what I was going to ask you next.
He's a tough opponent.
Again, yeah.
It's live on talkSPORT, by the way.
Who was the Latvian that he fought that we first saw Adam Azim start, because everyone was obviously making a lot of noise about Adam Azim, and he went in against a Latvian at, I think it was at the whatever it was, and we saw
the O2, I think,
more challenges for Adam Azim. Is he developing in the way that you thought he was?
That's what it is, and this opponent is exactly that. He's been around a long time, 35 years of age. He's only lost to the best. He lost to Mikey Garcia once on points. You know, he's a tough guy. He's proven. And he's still a lot in the tank. You know, he beat Robbie Davis Jr. last time out, to give you a gauge on where he was.
See the best
and that was a
fight, though.
That was a right back and
I almost want to see, and we had it with James DeGaulle and George Groves many moons ago. I like to see, if you think you're the best in Britain, duke it out. Adam Azim is saying he's better than Dalton. Dalton is saying he's better than Adam. Ben Shalom says Adam's better. Eddie, why can't they duke it out and then the winner goes on to world?
But then you don't develop careers where you can monetize yourself properly.
Yeah.
If you take domestic fights too early. Get to the pinnacle, and then get a domestic fight gets double bubble.
But it didn't affect Groves and DeGaule's career.
No,
both of them went on and became world champions, made some good money, big fights.
True.
A loss doesn't determine where it's done.
Where you go.
You still
I
can
totally
go.
understand that side of it, but I think we just live in a world now where they go, right, we're going to take our paths and we're going to do it. We're taking a calculated gamble on them being more on the line, and with the money that's in the room these days, that wasn't back there when George Groves was boxing, you know, against James DeGaulle. You go, that was an opportunity for them both, and because it was a good, tough fight, they both went on great careers. We don't know where this one's going to go. You go, so Matchroom are protecting.
Who would win that fight if that fight's made today?
What?
If that fight's made
Dalton
right
Smith,
now?
Adam Azim?
Yeah.
Dalton Smith's too experienced right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think along those lines.
Yeah.
But I think give it 18 months, and I'd be
fight.
moving towards Adam Azim.
You've got a different fight, and that's why I think that Boxer have done a very clever decision to go, no, let me grow this.
Let them both go on and get to a real meaningful level.
Absolutely.
And give themselves opportunities without making
smart
it because you know it's like on a domestic back of a domestic fight, people lose legacies or lose reputations because they think at a domestic level it's a different dynamic, it has a different energy behind it. But at some point, if they both progress their careers well, it'll be nice to have that domestic dust up if they're both holding world title belts.
Yeah, indeed.
Right, that's it for episode 105 of Talk Boxing with Simon Jordan, Spencer Oliver and Ade Oladipo. Thanks, boys.
Cheers, mate.
And we'll see you next time we're out.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.